Hello everyone, I'm Rod Wortham and welcome to this edition of Raceface Driver Updates. This week we had 5 drivers in action that included 3 at Richmond Raceway for the NASCAR Xfinity and Cup Series races. Then out to the Lone Star State at Texas Motor Speedway for the NASCAR Truck Series event, then up to the Northwest for the Apple Cup weekend. But before we get started, we took a couple of laps around Richmond Raceway with this week's Fast Lap with Fast Pasta, brought to you by Logitech.
Hey everybody, Anthony Alfredo here. It's time for another track lap with Fast Pasta, presented by Logitech G, this time at Richmond Raceway, one of my favorite tracks on the sim and in real life. I'm actually running double duty this weekend, running the Xfinity Series race Saturday, then making my debut in the NASCAR Next Gen car Sunday for the NASCAR Cup Series race. A lot of laps on hand, so let's get some practice and I'll show you around this place. It's important to get into the corner and get to this yellow line on exit for a low straight exit. You could carry a little bit of arc on fresh tires, but ideally you want to paint that yellow line all the way through the corners. We're going to try to do down here in 3 and 4. Be really patient. Low straight exits are really critical. You almost want to try to point the car at the flag stand and drive out, just so you don't have any wheel in it on exit. That's how you're going to manage your tires, because this surface is so abrasive and worn out. Just let it roll for a while. Be really patient and smooth on the gas. Pretty straight entry to the corners just to get those front tires loaded up earlier and turning better. You can dime in the corner a little bit too, just like that. It's pretty much a couple laps around Richmond Raceway. But I do want to show you how crazy pit road entry can get, because you will see some green flag stops this weekend for sure in both races. So you pretty much enter 3 as you typically would, a little bit lower, but you got to get down to the apron. So you got to hope no one's behind you. If no one is, you can stay on the track a little longer. Otherwise, you got to get down early. And then you got this long pit road. It's only 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. So you got to really creep around here. Feels like guys are just flying by and you're losing a lot of laps, but as it cycles out, it just kind of gets everyone back to where they were running. But it can make the strategy quite interesting, because tires matter so much here that when people come out on fresh tires, it's going to make a huge speed difference. Today's track lap is a little bit different. Since I'm also running the NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday, I wanted to show you a lap around Richmond Raceway in the NASCAR Next Gen car. As I said earlier, it'll be my first time driving it in real life, so we'll see how well the sim translates. It's definitely great practice on here, though, because this car is radically different. One of the biggest things is going to be upshifting every lap on the front straightaway there to 5th gear, then back down to 4th gear here for turns 1 and 2. Same line, though. It's all going to apply. Nice low straight exit, smooth on the throttle. You're going to drive through the chip a little bit in 4th gear right there, but as the tires wear and the pace slows down, you won't be hitting that much more. So that's pretty much a lap in the Cup car. Bit faster, bit more mechanical grip, even though they took downforce away with the new short track and road course package, which I'm excited about. Should be fun to drive. We'll see how the pit road entry compares right here, just like we did last time. The sequential gearbox is interesting. It's quite fun. A little loose there at the apron, but has pretty good pit road entry. We'll take it. Can't wait to get into my BJ McLeod Motorsports number 78 this weekend and the Live Fast number 78, both Chevrolet Camaros, on track Saturday and Sunday. Be sure to tune in and watch the races.
Thanks, Anthony. As you can see, it doesn't take long to get around that D-shaped 0.7-mile track. So let's see how the 3 Raceface drivers did at the Toyota Care 250. We start with Anthony Alfredo, who pulled double duty in both the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Cup Series at Richmond Raceway. We first take a look at the Xfinity race, where he qualified 13th, finished stage 1 and 22nd, and was racing his way back inside the top 10 in stage 2 before blowing a right front tire, ending his day early. Let's check in with Anthony for his take on the race.
Well, it's never good when cars are on track and you're doing your post-race video, but we blew a tire today.
Really sucks because we had a fast dude wipe Chevrolet Camaro, and we're clawing our way through the field at a ferocious rate. Just saved my tires that run there, and we're almost up to the top 10 by the end of the second stage. With a handful of laps to go, that right front tire let go, tore the brake line off. We couldn't fix it. Disappointing because it's a great track for me, and our team as a group seems to run well here collectively. So we didn't get to finish the show for it, but I'll be in another dude wipe Chevy tomorrow with Live Fast Motorsports in the NASCAR Cup Series race. So I'm excited to get back in the seat and give it another shot.
Fast forward to Sunday, where Anthony made his first start of the year in the Cup Series and the first time behind the wheel of the next gen car. To compound this, he had no practice and no qualifying due to both being canceled by rain. Let's go straight to the driver for his take on Sunday's event.
We were going to consider a top 30 a win today at Richmond Raceway, and we definitely had that within reach. We were about to run 29th or 30th, and unfortunately I sped on the final green flag pit stop. So we ended up 33rd, which is still a solid day. Live Fast Motorsports gave me a great dude wipe Chevrolet Camaro, and I'm really thankful for the opportunity. We had good speed all day long, ran a clean race, and accomplished a lot of things. Everything inside that NASCAR Next Gen car is just so different. The dash, the switches, the gauges, the feel, the way it drives, almost nothing translated, and it was really challenging without any practice or qualifying to get acclimated. But I think it went pretty well, and I'm excited for the next one. Hopefully today leads to more opportunities.
Up next for Anthony, Martinsville on April 15th. Sheldon Creed was also at Richmond Raceway for Saturday's NASCAR Xfinity race, where Sheldon qualified his number 2 Whelen Engineering Chevrolet in 6th. Sheldon ran in the top 10 for most of the day, finishing stage 1 in 8th, stage 2 in 10th, and then bringing home his 4th top 10 finish of the year with a 6th place finish. Sheldon moved up 1 position in championship points and now sets 6th, heading into Martinsville on April the 15th. Now, earlier in the week, Sheldon was at Millbridge Speedway in his 600 micro sprint, where he won his heat race, finished 2nd in the dash, and brought home a 3rd place finish in the A main. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll check in on the 3rd race-face driver at Richmond Raceway, and we'll also see how the Lone Star State driver Caden Honeycutt fared at Texas Motor Speedway. We'll be right back.
Introducing Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Buy, sell, and collect MP4 digital cards representing the next wave of superstar drivers. Collect them all. Standard, Premier, 3D Elite, Victory Lane, and Throwback. Showcase your cards in your very own pit collection. Fan enrollment is free. Visit racefacedigital.com today.
Welcome back. Connor Mozak was also at Richmond Raceway in his number 24 Sam Hunt Racing Toyota Camry. Connor qualified 28th, was running 24th at the end of stage 1 and 20th at the end of stage 2. Unfortunately, Connor battled an issue with the car all day, coupled with not being able to get track position on the restarts, resulting in a 28th place finish. Not what the driver or the team wanted, and looking forward to having 2 weeks off to prepare for the famous paperclip at Martinsville in 2 weeks. Caden Honeycutt has dreamed of making a NASCAR start at his home track of Texas Motor Speedway since he was a little boy. But that dream turned into a nightmare as he blew a right front tire on his number 04 Roper Racing Team CarQuest Ford F-150 only 3 laps into practice. Caden was entering turn 1 when the tire let go, sending him hard into the outside wall at about 175 miles an hour, destroying the truck and ending their weekend before it ever got started. That is a tough one. Caden also took his dirt late model to the track on Friday night, where he won his heat race and then finished 3rd in the A main. All of this to get ready for this weekend's NASCAR Truck Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway on the dirt. And you can catch all of the action live on FS1 at 8 p.m. We're going to take our last commercial break, and when we come back, It's Apple Cup racing with Quincy, Washington's 15-year-old Casey Klein.
Welcome to Raceface Digital Collectible Cards. Are you a driver or a team looking to expand your brand? Want to connect with your fans, give sponsors more exposure, and earn income from all card sales? Then Raceface Digital has you covered. Digitize your brand with 5 different collectible cards. Enrollment is now open to all drivers and all series. Visit racefacedigital.com today.
Hi race fans, I'm Tegan Nolan, core midget driver in the NASCAR Youth Series, and you're watching Raceface TV.
Casey Klein pulled double duty this weekend at Tri-City Raceway in Benton City, Washington, in both the Pro Late model and the Super Late model. We start with the Pro Late model, where Casey qualified third, but had to start 6th with the invert. Early in the race, Casey got loose, trying to pass for 4th, and lost several positions back to 11th. He then started to race his way back to the front, but ran out of laps, finishing 5th. On to Sunday's Northwest Super Late model and the 54th running of the Apple Cup 125, where the 15-year-old Quincy, Washington driver qualified 4th, but started 8th with the invert. Casey raced his way to 2nd at the halfway mark, but the race was red flagged due to rain. On the restart, he took the lead, led the next 48 laps before falling back to 2nd with 13 laps to go. Over the next 12 laps, Casey stayed right behind race leader Jonathan Gomes. On the last lap, in turn 4, he drove it in a little too hard, washed up the track into Gomes, spinning him. Now Casey crossed the line first, but was disqualified after the race due to contact, giving the win to Kyle Tellstrom. What a heartbreaker. But the young man owned up to his mistake and will be a better racer in the future. He is one to watch. Up next for Casey, Tucson Speedway on April 14th and 15th. Other drivers seeing action this weekend include Grant Thompson, Pro Late models at Five Flags Speedway on April 7th. And Cole Denton returns to his legend car at Chris Motorsports Park for dual races on Saturday. Well, that's it for this week's Raceface Driver Update. And remember, if you've missed any of our shows, you can get caught up at raceface.tv on demand and racingamerica.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Make sure to check out Raceface Digital and start collecting digital cards of your favorite drivers. And remember, Raceface Digital is open to all drivers and fan enrollment is always free. As always, we encourage you to support local racing in your communities, so go out there, have a great race week. I'm Rod Wortham. Thanks for watching.